What's up, everybody?
Now it's on. Okay.
Bonjour, bitches. We're in Paris.
Yes.
Yep.
We arrived this morning? This afternoon?
This morning. Late morning here.
Oh, afternooner.
It's a nooner, everybody. And we had a 2-hour delay while we sat on the plane last night. We missed the wheelchair rugby game.
Boo. United. Boo.
Boo. Poop. Poop on United.
Sponsor us.
And what happened?
I don't even know.
Actually, I know.
A lot of stuff happened.
Apparently, we got here and went to the Team USA house.
Yes.
We met some people and we got some things. And then I went to a Ralph Lauren event. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Ralph's. You went to Ralph's.
I went to Ralph's.
Not the grocery store.
Should we show my sweater?
Sure.
Somebody told me that my sweater is $700. And I feel like I should return it because
you can't return it because it's not for sale.
It's not for sale. You hold one side.
Here we go. There it is.
Okay. So, I mean, it's a nice sweater as far as I'm concerned. Okay. And
also,
there it is.
Do we have to reintroduce Jessie because we messed up the intro?
My mic wasn't on.
Jesse's here.
Jessie is also here.
Hi.
Yeah, there she is.
Jessie, the designer and organizer and everything of everything in life.
I'm just here to support you.
That's her official title.
Yes.
And naturally, a Ralph Lauren event, I want to crawl in a corner.
Run in the opposite direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jessie helped me get dressed, and we blew up my hair straightener trying to straighten my hair because we plugged it in wrong or something. And it started smoking, and it smelled of plastic quite strong.
Okay, that's where that smell.
I also had too much to drink at the Ralph Lauren event.
It is currently 11:40 p.m.
Here, though,
in Paris.
at our house, it's 7.
Hence the non-linear storylines.
Yes, nothing makes
having.
sense. Time travel happened.
Also, spaghetti.
Seaweed spaghetti.
It's really good. Does it taste like the ocean? Yes.
Yeah.
So at this event, I shared a car with Danny, One Arm Dan, Brody. Oh my God, I should say people's Instagrams. We'll do that later.
Yeah,
and
it's
Mike
this
Schultz.
is just the intro.
Right.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we don't have to get into
I
detail.
felt cool because I didn't arrive by myself, and the athletes.
You had a posse with you.
I had a posse.
Yeah.
I was their posse,
Mm-hmm.
and there were like really important people there, and I didn't know what to say or do. But Danny's like so good, so anyone important, she introduced us all to, and she knew everything, and the problem arose with the drinking and this took me a while to catch on because I was so overwhelmed with like meeting all these people, and I sat at this table. My glass was in front of me, but I wasn't facing my glass.
Mm-hmm.
So I was taking sips out of this champagne, but I was turned to my side and constantly meeting all these people. And every time I turned back, it was a full glass. So they were just it turns out they were just really good at refilling your glass.
Yeah, so while you were doing that, Jessie and I had a nice dinner out in our hotel, and this hotel is very florally. How do I describe this hotel? I mean,
nature.
Patterns.
Patterns, yes. We are currently in our Aaron's room, but it's like this little green nook area, and there's secret cabinets everywhere. Yeah, our dinner was nice. Okay, spaghetti on the floor. Spaghetti down.
This is my favorite version of Aaron.
We needed to capture the intro of this podcast while Aaron was in this state.
I
because
have a feeling I'm going to be in this state every day because it's so fun.
That's great, but I
we'll
know you that you're going to be tired tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'm tired tonight.
Yeah.
And that's what got me in this situation in the first place.
That's what got the spaghetti on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you needed caffeine now and then you'd feel better.
I
Right.
had you know what? I had alcohol instead of caffeine.
Okay.
Mm.
That's what went wrong, but kind of right in a way.
Yeah, we got some groceries, and then I was winding down, and Jessie was as well.
Yeah, I was on my way to bed.
Yeah.
Really?
We
it was
were
like 9:30.
No, at
it was-
11:30, just like 10 minutes
Oh,
ago.
I thought you meant when I was on my way back.
No.
When you were on your way back, I was winding down. I was like ready to. I was like, we're not going to sleep until Erin's back because she could get taken.
We needed a proof of life.
Somebody take me. Honestly, they're gonna. I would annoy them so bad they'd just be like, "Get out of our
we
white
didn't
van."
need a Liam Neeson
Right.
moment.
Yeah.
And then all I hear is a knock on my balcony. Erin went through
Some forest.
Jesse's room balcony, through a forest, and then was on my balcony.
I scratched my legs for that.
And here we are.
Yeah, the public has access to my balcony and Mike's balcony, so anybody can get to our rooms.
Yes, it's really fun.
Yeah.
So Erin,
I'm gonna be using that every night.
What do we have going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're gonna do 9 a.m. goalball.
If Erin can find her ticket.
Uh-oh.
Whoopsies.
Whoopsie doodles.
I want to. Can we post a visual in the visual recap? The video of Brody and Mike Schultz trying goalball. The one.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, the one I
Yeah.
showed you guys.
I have
It's
to-
so
I'll
funny.
write it down.
So some of the other para athletes are trying other para sports. So
Brody does
oh my
sled
God,
hockey.
so funny. Sled hockey and snowboarding.
Yeah, Mike
Trying
does snowboarding.
goalball, and it was so funny. I missed out on it, but it's okay. I lived vicariously through them, and hearing them talk about it, I was just cracking up. Like, yeah, they did it much more justice than I would have. But we might get to try sitting volleyball. I don't know.
That's exciting.
That'd be fun.
Also, I don't know if you guys are Bravo fans. I guarantee at least one person listening is.
Yeah.
Craig Conover is here,
Yep.
and he's a Bravo celeb.
Yes.
Maybe he'll come on the podcast because I
Maybe.
did
You
say
met him
hi.
tonight.
I did.
And you
I-
made the first move.
Wow. I
When
met
did
his
she-
parents.
Oh, I missed this part. I think I wasn't here.
Tonight
Yeah,
when she
okay.
came into the hotel, she
I was liquored
made
up.
first contact.
5 glasses of champagne, and I thought, who knows?
So Pete.
And I thought I was best friends with Craig. I was like waving as I was walking to the elevator,
Yeah.
and then I went down and met his parents.
That's great.
That was bold.
Very bold.
You won't send your food back, but you will go meet Craig.
Right. Yeah, actually, that's very accurate.
And you might be seeing the president or something tomorrow.
Oh, I might. Yeah, embassy or something, whatever that
Ambassador.
is. Ambassador. And we're going to do sitting volleyball at noon
Yes, and then maybe go
With-
see some sights as well.
and maybe see some sights. So where will we be podcasting from tomorrow? Definitely USA House, Team USA House.
Yes, definitely.
And then maybe around Paris.
I don't know.
We'll see where it
the
takes
Uber
us.
drivers do not speak English, which I think is great. But I had a really
Because
great
you don't have to talk to them.
I had a really good conversation in Spanish with a Brazilian Uber driver. I just wanted to shout out that guy.
Shout out him.
Um,
Okay, that's. I think we should just call it here, because
Yep.
otherwise we'll just be.
It's gonna go downhill.
We're just gonna be
So-
like spinning. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the next.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
We are here.
We're here in City of Eiffel.
Very very low energy right now.
Okay, I'm gonna ramp it up. So here we are at the Eiffel Tower. We're gonna do a little podcasting.
Yes.
We got a busy day. I would like to give a zippity boo. I would like to give ourselves credit because yesterday we fit in 3 different sports, which is a lot to say here because each one takes about an hour to get to.
You would think that like, oh, it's all in a venue. They're maybe 10 minutes apart.
You could maybe walk.
No, it's not like that. You're in an hour traffic. Your stomach hurts. There's no toilets, and then you got to find a venue.
And you also get to a big, huge parking lot. Oopsie, can't go in. You got to get on a shuttle. Also, no bathrooms.
Yes.
And when you're at the venue, I'm going to stop complaining after this, but there's also barely any bathrooms.
Yeah. There was the one that I showed you guys a picture of was just a trough.
Bathroom accessibility 1 out of 10.
Yeah, that's something I feel like we take for granted in America. There's just always toilets everywhere.
'Cause-
You can just walk into like a Burger King or McDonald's if you really have to.
Because they're the ones that mess up our stomachs, so they kind of have to provide bathrooms. That's how it works in the world. I would like
But-
to say vibes, 10 out of 10.
Right.
We were at, so the 3 sports we went to yesterday were goalball, sitting volleyball, and swimming. The swimming in the evening, they were all finals. So not only...
Super exciting.
It was
Yeah.
completely packed. It was sold out.
Right.
And we managed to get tickets. Shout out Danny at the
Mhm.
One Arm Dan on Instagram. I keep saying that, but
Mhm.
everyone should follow her. Her agent had exactly 3 tickets to swimming last night.
we got in like right before, we
Mhm.
were like on the way back to the hotel.
And she's like,
basically.
"You guys need 3 tickets?"
Yep,
It was
here's
crazy
3,
because
yeah.
we couldn't find tickets. So we went there, and not only did we get to see the finals, but we did see people get their medals. So they had the medal ceremonies interspersed. So we heard a lot of national anthems, not ours.
Very emotional.
The banners were not Star Spangled last night, but
Yeah.
Gia won a gold medal in the 100 backstroke. Jesse is
Don't fact check that.
signaling me.
Don't fact check that.
But we did have an American gold medal last night, and it was very exciting to see. I just want to say that when you look up the distance between our hotel and a venue, it's about 25 minutes. It takes an hour, and you sit in traffic. And yes, a lot of times we do have to poop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an issue.
Here's the thing. The Uber drivers here love to accelerate and then slam on the brakes. I don't know what that's about.
Car sickness is at an all-time high.
I'm not a car sick person, but the way these guys
either.
are driving, I mean...
I had to put my window down.
I heard the window go down. You heard me do that yesterday and you almost cried. But
Because yesterday, it's everyone has the cars that shut off when you stop.
Mhm.
It was you could hear a pin drop in that car. And I'm like barely holding it together because it was such awkward silence. And Mike puts down the window, and I was crying.
Yeah.
I still can't think of it. Okay,
and then someone coughed and I rolled it up.
right?
Yeah.
Those
Also,
germs
we
just flew in the
we
car.
saw a guy just peeing on the street. Maybe they should
Yeah.
have more bathrooms.
They should. I think that's a sign.
Yeah.
Pick up the hints. Take a hint.
Also, what are your thoughts on the Eiffel Tower? This is your first time seeing it, right?
Yeah, so it does look like a large cell phone tower like we have in the U.S.
Right.
The base is wider. They didn't have the engineering that we now have,
Right. Okay.
but it's probably like 6G or something.
What is it?
Jesse said it's 6G now,
What does 6G mean?
like 5G,
Oh.
but it's bigger.
Oh, for cell phones. Sorry, I wasn't following.
Okay.
Lack of sleep.
Let's talk about that real quick.
We put out a video, like 12:30 last night
Yeah, which is 6:30 East
at
Coast.
home, but that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter because we're not home. And we were very tired yesterday. I mean, I was running on maybe 4 hours of 5 hours of sleep.
Something.
This morning is definitely 4 hours of sleep. I'm very unwell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're going to wheelchair rugby. We're posing for a picture. Okay. We're going to wheelchair rugby shortly.
You're gonna see Chuck
We're
for the
gonna see
first time.
Chuck,
I'm
finally.
really excited about that.
Yes. We're still looking for one more ticket to the gold medal match, just assuming that they're going to be in there.
Chuck will be there.
Yes.
I believe in him.
Also, we're going to podcast, I think, at the Team USA house today. We're going to
Correct, yeah.
we're going to try and capture the vibes there.
We'd like to talk to some athletes,
Yeah. Mainly Chuck.
if they let us.
Hunter would be cool.
Yeah.
Ezra. We're going to see Ezra jump. He's going to win gold. He's been counting down the days for a very long time. So, it's day 100 of 100 until he wins gold.
Over here.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
That just reminded me of when they had this interactive touch screen thing of you could click on a map. This is in the Team USA house, and you can see what athletes made the team in your state.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were finding Chuck, which, fun fact, he is from Minnesota. He lives in Michigan. But I wanted to point to his face and say, I know him.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I did not touch the screen. But basically, I opened the settings on a
She
computer.
opened up like the control panel somehow by just selecting.
Just motioning.
Yeah, and where we're standing right now, normally there's a huge like green field in front of it where people are like lounging and hanging out, but because of the Olympics and Paralympics, They have this fenced off, and I think there's blind football is over there.
That's soccer for anyone that is
Football.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Also, goalball was so amazing and intense. I keep saying everything's my favorite sport, but
Goalball was really cool. We didn't even talk about like the sports at all.
The thing that I didn't see like in any of the videos I watch of goalball is the referee says before each play goes, "Quiet, please," and then if people keep talking, he goes, "Quiet, please," like that. And
before every start of the.
I just really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a rule follower. I was quiet every time.
For those of you who do not know, goalball is essentially.
You cannot. That's for visually impaired.
Right. They're wearing these
blindfolds.
these covers on their eyes, and they're
They're
throwing the ball, but I believe they have to bounce it.
It can't be high.
So
you can't throw it high.
So what you see them doing is like blocking balls without seeing it.
Also, the ball is heavy and large and rubber.
I'd love to feel one.
Yeah.
It looks like a softer medicine ball.
Luckily, they wear cups because they were getting hit pretty hard there a lot. And they basically dive in front of the goal.
But what was amazing to me is like you would see like the teammates kind of like toss it to each other and they would just catch it.
Yeah.
We should try that.
I can't do that not blindfolded. So that's... Yeah, sometimes they would fake the other team out. One person would squeak their shoes and spin around like they were throwing it.
Yeah.
And then the actual person would throw it. Sneakersons. We did not win, but I feel like everyone played very well, and
essentially,
it was cool to see.
the moment we entered every game, we started losing.
Sorry, but
the
not swimming.
Not swimming, but goalball, we were winning, and then we lost. And then what was the other one?
Sitting volleyball,
which was awesome too,
and we lost.
So fun to watch.
But it doesn't matter because it's still for sitting volleyball and wheelchair rugby. It's still what's that called?
We're not
pool play.
Pool play.
Yeah.
Which just sounds like good old time.
Yeah, just playing some pool. So it's okay if they lose.
Also,
Shout out Heather Erickson for the sitting.
Yes, so Heather Erickson, number 6 for the sitting volleyball team. She, at least when we were there, was carrying it.
crushing.
I would be terrified to be on the other side of the net.
Yeah.
And not just like she was spiking it because there was that, but even just placing it, it was almost like a bit of a bully in a good way. Because she's
awesome.
like, I can tell you can't get there. I'm just going to tap it right in there. Like so strategically.
Yes, it was great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
super
watching
impressed.
her.
We would love to have her on the podcast, but each day we kind of get names of who might be going through the house, and we may or may not get people.
Also, where's Snoop Dogg?
We've been looking for Snoop Dogg. He is not here, but we will update you.
And Elmo, because I heard he was here too.
Really?
Yeah. He said he was coming to the Paralympics too, and I don't know where he is.
Oh, Elmo.
But we're looking for you.
Elmo be lying.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. You're Sesame Street. You're supposed to be a good influence on us. And I think we're going to head to the next spot right now. We got to film a couple more video intros and go to wheelchair rugby.
Yes.
And we just have to change our shirts.
Correct. Okay, bye. We're in a dangerous intersection, the famous spot where John Wick fought for his life in John Wick 4.
And John Lennon
Hello,
was
guys.
born.
It's all right. You can walk
Hi.
past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're in the prime spot for a picture, but we're just going to podcast here. So basically we're on this little sliver of cobblestone street between two busy sides of the street in front of the the very triumphant Arc of Paris. And honk to you too.
Is it dangerous? Yes.
Yes. Oh, God.
Aaron's fear is just to be arrested.
The cops have large guns here.
Je suis American.
Je suis American, dum-dum. A stupido.
Yes.
So we are here. This is a popular picture spot in Paris.
Yeah.
And we got a sporty time intro. I'm still wearing my blazer. Well, we just figured it's really dangerous, so why not set up a podcast here?
I think it's really interesting to see all the influencers. You can tell that they're social media people that just take pictures in front of pretty things.
Right.
And they're all set up. They're all dressed really well, and they come over here and they take pictures in these dangerous spots. But we're over here, makeshift podcast setup.
We're going a step above the
Yes.
influencers.
Yeah. And we had a really rude cab driver. Uber driver.
Can we just talk about that? That was the first time that I was going to not give someone 5 stars.
Yeah, think about
and
that
I've
for a
given
second.
the most horrible drivers. They passed our turns. It adds 15 minutes. I don't care. I forgive you because I make mistakes too. I still give you 5 stars. But this guy, je suis American. There's someone. Okay, this is funny. So
She's running back and forth. Yeah.
Right. So we get in and he looks at Mike. Mike's like closing the door like normally.
Yeah,
and he
normal
goes,
door.
whoa. Like he's slamming the door. You did not slam the door.
I agree.
He wouldn't let Mike sit in the front, so we were all crammed in the back. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
And
we just cook Aaron like a baked potato in the center.
Jesse had to ask, like, can we put the window down? Because it was stuffy in there. And he was shaking his head at us. Like, stupid Americans. And don't get me
I
wrong.
dare you to go to New York, mister.
Yeah,
Go to New York City.
Pull up. Pull up.
Pull up. We got boots on the ground over there.
We got the guy, what does he say? Bing bong.
Bing bong. Yeah, that guy. We got him. All right.
What do you have? Rudeness. On to the next spot.
All right.
That was a solid clap if I ever heard one.
We are here at Ralph's.
And do we have some stuff to tell you.
So let's set the scene. We're at Team USA House, right?
Basically a castle.
Yeah, it's
Not to be dramatic.
It's really awesome. We'll insert some visuals.
Yeah.
Everything in here is free, which we learned today.
Just now we
Snacks,
beer,
coffee. There's a whole menu here. Ralph's
Yeah.
brownie, which I need to try
Ralph's
before we
and
go.
cookies
Chocolate
and
chip cookie.
coffee. And
Yeah.
so we're just posted up here on this beautiful curved bench with lumbar support pillows
The pillows are so nice
and
right
a
now.
cutesy little table.
Yes.
We are most likely going to interview a couple swimmers.
Mm-hmm.
And we are nervous, but that's okay because we're going to talk out our nerves by telling you what happened to us today that caused us to be 2 hour late. 2 hour. You look awesome. Thank you so much. Do you want to say something?
Would you like to
Okay.
hop on? Switch it on for him. There.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
Take a seat.
You want me to sit here or here?
Yeah, right
sit
here is
here.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, because we got
Yeah,
a
you're
camera
on
here.
camera.
I like cameras. Okay.
You're
All right.
on.
My name is Bob Babbitt, and I'm a co-founder of the Challenge Athletes Foundation. And we have, out of the 225 members of Team USA, 127 of those have received grants from CAF.
Whoa.
That's
awesome.
huge.
Isn't that awesome?
That's so
wow.
great.
Yeah.
When did you start with all this?
30 years ago.
Wow.
I started CAF 30 years ago as a young man who had been a football player at Yale. He was an offensive lineman named Jim McLaren.
Okay.
And in 1985, he was taking acting classes in New York City. Was on his motorcycle going to class, got hit by a bus. Got hit by a bus, thrown 90 feet in the air, dead on arrival.
Oh my God.
Ended up living but losing his lower left leg. Came back from that to run a 3:16 marathon with a walking leg. Not a high-tech prosthetic like I have today.
Wow.
Walking leg. Then he came to Ironman World Championship, and went 10 hours and 42 minutes, which is top 20%
That's insane.
of anybody in a race. And at that point, I had owned a magazine called Competitor Magazine.
Uh-huh.
And I'm covering Jimmy as a Babe Ruth of amputee athletes. 8 years later, he's racing in Mission Viejo in Southern California. A van goes through a closed intersection, hits the back of his bike, propels him headfirst in a pole. The guy's an amputee, becomes quadriplegic.
What?
Yeah, crazy. So myself and 2 buddies got together, and I had covered through Competitor a lot of wheelchair athletes. And the one thing they would tell me, I'd ask, what's the worst part about your life since your accident? He goes, well, I'm 30 years old, and here come mom and dad back in my life. No sense of self, no sense of independence.
Oh.
So at that point, we decided we're going to put on a little triathlon at La Jolla Cove in San Diego, and we're going to raise $25,000 to buy Jimmy a van with hand controls to give him independence. That's what it was about.
Right.
We raised 49, and then 3 amputee women came up to us after the event who had put a team together to support Jimmy. And they said, it's great we did it for Jimmy, but did you know when you get injured, your health insurance covers a walking around leg or an everyday chair because they consider sport a luxury item. Nothing having to do with sport is covered by insurance, which
Sounds
is only the
just like
silliest thing
insurance.
on the planet. So at that point, we got our 501(c) and decided if someone needed a piece of equipment, training, or travel to stay in a game on through sport, we would be there. Now it's been 30 years, and we've raised $178 million.
Wow.
We've sent out over 48,000 grants to challenged athletes in all 50 states, 73 countries, and more importantly, in 105 different sports. We just sent out our first grant in wheelchair pickleball. That was our 105th sport. And we've got an endowment of $30 million. We have a building in San Diego that's totally paid off and spits off about $200,000 a year that we use for grants. In April, we sent out 4,495 grants totaling $8.1 million.
Bob Babbitt, you are a celebrity.
Well, no, it's our athletes like this Danny girl. It's like
just her
Just
over
her.
there.
Danny
Just
over
that
there.
Paralympian over there.
the Paralympian in two freaking sports in the same year. Come on now.
Hey,
No,
Danny said
that's-
I could
yeah.
try the sport with her.
Which
right?
sport do you want to try?
Biathlon.
Are you going to fly to Montana and do it?
Yes.
Good. Back in the day, when Jim McLaren was injured, there were no sports for him. You know, you didn't have you didn't have power soccer. You really didn't have quad rugby. You had nothing. Now there's sport for him.
Right.
There's pieces of equipment for 10K. You can get a power soccer chair.
And you're making a huge difference.
We're trying to
Yeah.
do good stuff. It's been such a cool journey, and to see so many athletes here, and to me the sport is wonderful. Sport's a conduit to life.
Yes.
And the fact that someone like a Danny is going to be on national television being a commentator, that to me is, the sport is great, but seeing her doing what she's doing, seeing Hunter Woodhall and Tara having a million followers and being sponsored by Lululemon and both driving
Huge.
Teslas, because when we're reading through grants, the average person is making, who's dealing with a disability, is making $25,000, $30,000 a year. So when that person wants to go and get a hand cycle, $6,000, wheelchair basketball chair, $5,000, it's not even part of the conversation. They could never
Right.
afford what they would like to get. So seeing somebody get that piece of equipment and seeing how it changes their life for the better,
I can't
There's
imagine.
just nothing better.
What's the average age of the people you help?
That is a great question. You're the best, by the way. The average age, I don't know what our average age is, but the cool thing is when it comes to prosthetics, one of the things that used to happen is a kid would come in at 4 or 5, 6 years old who's, has an amputation and needs a leg, gets a walking leg, wants to get a running leg, something you can play on. And the prosthetist will say, you should wait until he or she is 14 years old when they stop growing, because they're just going to outgrow this $15,000 piece of equipment. So now you got kids, or back then you had kids who spent the first 14 years of their life being the last kid
running.
picked,
Oh.
always slower, always not able to keep up. So my favorite grant I read this year, it was for a 10-year-old little boy, and he was applying for his 5th grant in his 5th different sport.
Oh, I love that. Go him.
I love it, right?
Yeah.
And that's the key, is you give people variety, you give them sport, and they find out what works for them.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing about being here at the Paralympics, is just seeing the variety of sport.
Yes.
Thank you
It was
so much.
so nice meeting you.
A pleasure. What's your name, by the way?
Erin. I'm Erin.
Yes.
And this is Mike.
Mike, a pleasure to meet both
Great
of
to
you.
meet
And
you.
our podcast is non-members only.
I like that.
Yes. So
Very
you
cool.
could tune in next week and listen to yourself. Do you like to listen to yourself talk?
I have a YouTube show called Breakfast with Bob.
Oh.
That we do from all the, I started that, I got into triathlon in 1980 when there was 100 of us at the Ironman. The year before I was only 15. And so from that, I created a magazine called Competitor Magazine, covering running, triathlon, cycling, mountain biking. And one of the things that struck me early on in competitor days, I'm covering a running event, and there was a guy out there in a 4-wheeled wheelchair named Jim Knob, and he's wearing a Dalmatian skin suit, and he's arguing with the race director going, I just won the race. I won this 10K. Where's my money? Why'd you give it to the running guy? He was behind me, right? The guy was the squeaky wheel, right? He was.
Okay.
So I decided, this guy's got so much better attitude than anybody else.
Yeah.
So he was the first wheelchair guy to be on the cover of a magazine, of a
Wow.
national magazine, on Competitor Magazine, and it was called The Vaulter. because he was an Olympic trials pole vaulter who was going to work out at Long Beach State and got on his motorcycle, got hit by a car. There's a theme.
I
We
was
call them
gonna
donor
say-
cycles.
No.
Stay away
Oh.
from those.
That's a lesson, folks. No
Yes.
motorcycles.
So Jimmy realized he had a bigger purpose in life pretty early on.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm interviewing him for this article, cover story for Competitor, I'm at his house, and I look down, and there's a nickel on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought is the poor guy in a wheelchair can't pick up the nickel
Mm-hmm.
because he can't bend down from his chair. And I go to pick it up for him, and it's glued to the floor. And I look up, and Jim Knapp is drinking a beer, sitting in his wheelchair, and he's like, "So Babbitt, you didn't think the poor disabled guy could pick up a nickel off the floor? Here's lesson number 1: don't ever underestimate anybody."
yeah.
And that was a lesson that I've carried with me that was like 1986 or something,
Wow.
and ever since. And then I would have people come up to me, some of our wheelchair guys, and they would tell me their first Jim Knapp story was they were in rehab, and the guy come in and say, "If you have a pickup truck, you better get rid of it. Any type of regular car, you got to get a van with a lift and all this stuff, right?" And this guy, Bruce Cornell, who was injured in a construction accident and was paralyzed, he says, "I'm looking out the window in this 62 Rambler convertible." You probably never heard of a Rambler. It was a cool car.
No.
Rambler convertible rolls up, and this guy reaches behind him, pulls out his chair, flings it next to the driver's seat, jumps in it, rolls in, and he's like, "They just told you what you can't do. I'm here to tell you what you can do."
That is badass. Wow.
Is that the coolest?
That
I
is
love
so
that.
Great. That's a
cool.
great
I'll leave
story.
you guys with that.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
You guys are so welcome. Keep doing what you're doing.
And you
Thank
keep
you.
doing what
The
you're
more
doing.
showcase we bring to these amazing athletes, people finally realize that when you see tomorrow Mohamed Lana in the triathlon and his biggest rival, I just zoned on Mark's name, but the two guys in the last Paralympics in 2016 that had their category, Mark Barr. Mohamed never beaten Mark.
Okay.
But in Rio, he caught a wave at the end of the swim, and Mark lost his liner, and for the first time ever, Mohamed beat him.
Wow.
Then their category was not allowed and was not in the 2020 games, but now it's back. So
Oh, interesting.
With those two guys, it's not about two disabled guys. It's about two amazing athletes who want to kick the other guy's ass.
Yes.
Right? Period. End of story.
Absolutely.
The disability disappears when you get rivalries of Lauren Parker, Kendall Gretsch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to see Lauren Parker from Australia. She lost the gold medal in Tokyo by less than a second to Kendall.
Wow.
In the hand cycle division. And since then, Lauren has won everything.
Oh, wow.
But Kendall is ready, and there's another woman from Italy, but the rivalry, again, the chairs disappear.
Yeah.
It's like Lauren against Kendall.
Yeah.
Who's going to get the win?
Yes. I love that so much.
It's the best. Thanks again, you
Thank
guys.
you
Have
so
a great
much.
day.
you.
Thank you.
Shout out Bob. You're
Thank you.
amazing.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Hope I didn't go on too long.
No, you
No, you
didn't.
did not.
You did not. And I'm glad you like to listen to yourself because you can hear it on the podcast. We hate listening to our voices. Hello, we are back. Wow.
Here, this is
Okay.
on. Just
It's
put it over
happening.
there for her.
We're about to interview Gia. I'm like, okay. We
Is she coming?
no, I don't. Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
We will get to those stories.
We have our own
after
story.
This interview.
Yeah.
We are going to interview ourselves.
How are you feeling?
I'm unwell.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're here.
We're just surviving, I think.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into like the full story.
It's a good
'cause-
story, but we need to
Yeah, let's wait for Gia Pergolini.
randomly, I think this coffee grinder or whatever they have over there just makes lots of loud noise.
Oh,
When the guy was talking, I could just hear it in the background. It's
Oh.
okay though.
okay. It's ambiance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be
that's
great.
great. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
It's nice to meet
I'm
you.
Erin. Hi.
Hi,
I'm
I'm-
gonna hand you
I'm Mike.
your mic. This is Mike.
Mike handing you
yeah.
a mic.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm on a podcast.
It is. It's the best podcast in the world.
Yeah.
Rated by us.
Oh my god.
Yes. Alrighty. Okay, so we are now here with Gia Pergolini. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Not a lot of people can, so I'm
Oh,
of
so
you.
I'm.
very
You're.
Look at
proud.
that.
We're
Very
starting
Italian.
off. We're
Yeah.
starting off. You're
Yeah.
impressed. Okay.
Yes.
Let me set the scene. She has beautiful nails. Looks like a model. I asked if you were a model, but they weren't sure.
No, I'm not a model.
Okay.
I sometimes when I'm alone in my room,
Then you are a model.
then I'm a model in the mirror when I have a cute outfit on. But
I love
no, I'm not
that.
a model.
And-
I'm glad you think that though. That's a huge compliment.
And
thank you.
That's I did
try.
say that.
I try.
She has a gold medal around her
That's
neck.
kind of important as well.
Oh yeah, this thing.
And this is not your first gold medal.
No, it's not.
So we actually got to see Gia win not her first gold medal last night in swimming. What stroke was it?
100 backstroke.
100 backstroke. It was actually the first swimming meet I've ever been to in my life.
I hope I put on a good first impression.
It was
for you.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was pretty. If it was your first time, that's the best.
I was like, what else do we
Experience.
need to see
Yeah,
anymore? Because
yeah.
that blew my mind.
You really started off big there.
Yeah, we started off with a bang.
Yeah.
And so, we just have a couple questions. Did you
course.
already answer a bunch of like really boring press stuff?
I guess I wouldn't say boring, but just like
can be
very
honest.
repetitive and generic. Yeah.
What's the question you're most sick of?
Oh,
You won't hurt anyone's feelings.
I don't want to feel. I'm so sorry if this offends anyone, but like, how does it feel to win gold for a second time? I probably answered that a lot. I'm
Yeah.
very grateful that I can answer
sure.
that question, but
Yeah.
it can get repetitive, and then
Yeah.
sometimes my answers would be like, I'm like so wired that I'm like, it gets repetitive.
So do you
sometimes.
just
Yeah.
have like a repetitive answer that
Yeah.
you're throwing?
Like a robotic.
Yeah, robotic.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be better than all your friends?
I mean, I already knew that before, but
You didn't need the gold medal to know that.
no, I didn't need the gold medal to know that. I'm kidding. I have amazing friends, and so they honestly helped me win this gold medal. So I
Oh.
wouldn't be the person I am today without my friends back at home and back in college, and even the girls on the team I love so much. My sweet mates, my roommate Allie, like.
Shout out
love
Allie.
them. Shout out Allie. Love you. Miss you. Come back to the village, please. I
Yay,
miss you.
Allie. Come back
She's
to the
been gone
village.
for a day, and I miss her already.
Did you try the chocolate muffin in the village?
Yes, of
Oh,
course.
okay.
Can
Did
you
you not
rate
see my video?
No? The chocolate muffin video?
I did a chocolate muffin video where I smeared it all over my face.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I looked like that crazy person in the
the
cafeteria.
German swimmer guy.
Oh.
I think he was
Yeah.
always having chocolate muffin all over his
Yeah,
face.
so I smear. There's like chocolate lava in the middle of the.
Oh man.
It's so good.
We were
Rate
unaware
it
of
1 to
that.
10. 20.
Oh my
I had
gosh.
it today just for lunch. Like I had pineapple. It's weird mixture, but sometimes being blind in the cafeteria, like you just like if you see what you know, you just grab it. So I grabbed a chocolate muffin and pineapple,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all I had for lunch
I
today.
think that's
yeah.
a good combo, actually.
Yeah, it was an interesting combo. I've never really had that, but yeah, there's chocolate lava in the middle of the muffin, and I took the lava and just smeared it all over my face. And Allie took a video and said, "Oh my God, the famous chocolate muffins!" and then panned up to me. And I was like, "It's a little overhyped."
I feel like we need to include that like in the visual recap.
Yes, we will.
Insert
yes,
right
we will.
Also, for people that aren't already fans of yours, we did not mention that you're blind. And what is your exact? It's a retinal.
So yeah.
Okay.
I have a genetic eye disease called Stargardt's disease. So it allows me to see peripherally, but not centrally. I have 2 blind spots in the middle of my eye, but my peripheral vision is still pretty bad. It's like the closer I am, the more details I can see, but the further you are, I can't really see that many details.
Right.
And
Okay.
It depends on the position of my eye. Like if it looks like I'm looking at him, I'm actually looking at you. So sorry. Sometimes there's awkward moments where I'm like to a random stranger, like, "Oh, I love your outfit," and they just
Someone
like
to
are
the
like,
Yeah.
they turn around and look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, and then I tried to explain to them, I'm like, "Oh, I'm legally blind. I'm actually looking at you," and they still look at me like I'm crazy.
Well, you should just
But
say, "Well, I win gold medals."
I'd be like, "Listen here."
"What do you do?"
Google me.
You gotta just
Right.
wear
Just
that gold
kidding.
medal around.
Everywhere.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that's too heavy. My neck will like snap, I think.
Can I feel how
Of
heavy it is?
course.
Oh my gosh. Actually, that is really heavy.
Yeah, it's
Can-
heavy.
can I get a
Can I
feel?
put it in?
Let's see. Oh wow.
I was
Yeah.
not
I wasn't-
expecting that.
I
Is
was
your
not
neck
expecting
okay?
that at all.
My neck is surviving
Oh my God.
at this point.
It's
That's
really
a lot
heavy.
of weight.
Yeah.
Who's the celebrity that puts her Oscar in the bathroom?
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. You know, Titanic.
Yes.
So she keeps her Oscar in the bathroom in case any of her guests want to privately kind of give like an Oscar acceptance speech to themselves in the mirror. Where will you keep your gold medal for guests at your place?
That's genius. At my place, I don't think I get that decision. I think my parents are going to steal it and hide it from me. But if I were, that's actually genius to hide it and to put it in the
Hang it up,
bathroom
yeah.
and have someone just admire it for a minute in the mirror. But honestly, I don't know.
Was that your last event for?
No.
No, you're not even.
I have the 50 free on
Okay.
Monday, and that's
Oh.
just my favorite event. It's just leave
One
it out
time
on the
across.
One time across, straight through, very simple. Not that simple, but it's just a one and done situation,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited because it's a really fun race to watch and do because it's everyone's game at that point. The 50 is so close, so
So going into it, you don't really have a good idea of like, oh, I'll get a gold medal here. 'Cause it could be
It
anybody?
could be anyone.
Wow.
I hope to be a really good medal contender for
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm in a good position right now, but it's everyone's game of whether it's bronze, silver, or gold.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
But I look good in gold, so
You really
I
do.
have to be-
I have
Gold
to
is my
say.
color.
Yes. So
Thank you.
after the 50, hopefully winning gold, what do you do that's like you can't do right now?
I
Bad
don't know.
things.
Yeah, bad. I go to school in Miami, so if-
Parties.
Usually, I practice this question. I would usually say like it involves salt, a lemon, and a very small glass.
Oh.
But yeah, my family's here. We're going to Nice, Florence, and Venice, and I will be
Partaking.
passing out one night or two.
Okay. I love the honesty there.
I am a party animal. You can ask anyone on Team USA. I am the partier. My family's the party family. We just have a great time together. They're already living it up in there, and they were like,
I love that.
They were like, "Do you want some wine, psych?" And I'm like, "Okay,
Maybe I'll go have
be
a
nice
drink with your family.
Be nice." Yeah, no, please do. You would love my.
Do they
mom.
want to talk on the podcast?
I'm sure. Yeah, I bet they do.
Because you're probably really over press at this point.
No, I love it.
Oh, okay. Are we-
I love that. I swear to God, I might be sounding a little narcissistic, but I love the attention.
I love that you love the attention.
I don't get this every day, and I didn't
Right.
get it in Tokyo, so it's just
Oh, yeah.
embracing the experience and being grateful for the opportunity that I have and living in the moment, because even a month from now, I'm going to be looking back at this and being like, oh, I wish I've done more. I wish I did more. And so I'm trying to
that's
make
hard.
I'm trying to make the most of it.
Mhm.
And I love it.
Yeah.
At least you're forward thinking, knowing that you might think that, so you're making the most of it now. I love
It
that.
is a blessing and a curse. It's my cross to bear when
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
overthink
no.
the future a little
Yeah.
bit too much. But I do know two things that I'm going to live it up here, and then I'm going to really live it up after my last race.
So you mentioned your family. What's something that they did for you, supporting you growing up, that you could maybe share if there's any parents listening with children in your position? What could they do to really encourage and foster success and happiness?
Yeah, so my parents, my dad is a very like strict Italian man. He's a goofball if you do get to know him, but he very traditional family, and they didn't baby me growing up. And I have two older brothers, way older than me, that sure did not baby me, still don't baby me. And they've just treated me like a regular person. They never let my disability define who I am, and they never really babied me in a sense where I was like, I can't do it. I can't see that. They wouldn't be like, oh, it's okay. My dad would be like, I don't care. Do it.
Right.
Like, it's fine. Like, it's tough love they gave me.
Yeah.
And that, I get it that it might not work for some people, but for me, that really helped me a lot and made me the person I am today, where I don't need to be babied, and I've really become independent, not let my disability define who I am. And honestly, it's probably one of the reasons why I have a gold medal around my neck, because I learned the discipline that my parents taught me of just pushing through the pain and getting things done. Yeah.
It's good you like press because you're really good at this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was like such an amazing answer and
thank
thorough
you.
and specific.
Thank you.
Wow,
I
okay.
appreciate it. I mean, sometimes I feel like the words coming out of my mouth don't make sense.
We feel like
And,
that all the time. so.
That's our whole podcast.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
point.
I'm like, did that, like, I register that back, and I'm like, did that make any sense?
Oh, we relate. Yeah, so I think that was it
That's everything.
for my questions.
That's all the
but,
questions we had.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
unless your family wants to say something on the podcast.
I can go and ask. Do you want?
I think they're enjoying themselves. So, I'm sorry.
They'll be fun to talk to. I'm just saying.
That is up to them. It's an open invitation. We're going to be
Okay.
here
Hanging out.
covering more things because we had quite the day.
We had a day.
Today.
Oh yeah. How has it been?
Well,
You guys gave a really fun interview, though.
I'm
I
so
really
glad.
enjoyed it.
Did
Yeah.
you
I'm
hear
very
that,
comfortable.
NBC?
Yeah, NBC. This
Non-members only.
Love them.
Non-members only
I'm
hire
so
us.
comfortable here. I'm like I have a pillow.
She's
my
sharing
legs
all
are
the
crossed.
things. Yeah.
It's just like very easy.
That's the whole
questions I haven't
idea.
been asked about.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
We're just hanging out.
Can we use that as an advertisement to sell ourselves to get NBC credentials for the next Paralympics?
Please.
Okay.
If you don't hire these two amazing people for
Every
LA,
Paralympics.
every Paralympics, not just LA, but
In perpetuity.
afterwards,
Yep.
I might not be there after LA. But if I hear that they're not there,
She's not coming.
I'll
gonna
be
do
raising
something.
hell. I'm a Southern belle that raises hell. So.
Oh. All right.
All right, we're sending that straight to the CEO.
Add that to your
To the
Instagram bio.
CEO. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. They know it.
Oh my gosh, this was so fun.
Yes, thank you
of
so much.
course.
Do you want to
Thank
share where people can follow you?
Of course. Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at Gia.Pergolini. That's a mouthful, so I'll spell it. Gia.Pergolini. And that's pretty much all I have. My mom tried to make a fake Facebook account of me, but I shut that down real quick.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that was heated.
She can't pull one over on you.
No, I was like, I had all my friends text me, did you make a Facebook
Cut
account?
to mom
And
asking
I'm
her
like,
about the Facebook page.
what? And I went up to my mom. I was like, did you make a fake Facebook account
Oh.
of me? She's like, yeah, but I've just been like posting just like little pictures here and there. I'm like, let me see it. And it's like awful pictures of me. And I'm like, take it down now. And she was like, you already have like 1,000 friends. I'm like, I don't care. Take it down now.
So there you go.
But, yeah.
No Facebook.
No
folks,
Facebook.
Just
And if
Instagram.
it is Facebook, that's my mother.
It's
and
fake.
report her.
On that note, that was a perfect ending to an
Yeah.
interview.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Gia. That was solid.
That was a solid
beautiful.
clap. Yeah.
That's gold
That
medal
was
worthy right
beautiful.
there.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to get all of you guys in here.
Here, do you want Matt to sit?
It's
like,
good.
Here,
Maybe next to.
It's
yeah,
okay. I don't
for
even
me.
need to
We'll
be in.
get-
I don't need to be in it.
Yes, you do. Oh my gosh, just like lean forward. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we have Gia's brothers. So we have
David? Matt.
David and Matt. Who's the youngest?
I'm the middle now, I guess.
Middle. Okay.
Middle child syndrome.
Who was the meanest growing up? Oh, we should do that game where you guys point at each other.
We're unprepared with the
She
questions.
pointed at him then.
Yeah, no, Matt, one time, oh my God, I will never forget this story.
Call him out. Call him
I will
out.
tell the story of the time. Okay, they're much older than me. So by the time they were in their early 20s, I was 4 or 5 years old. And Matt went
He
off.
knows where this is going.
Matt went off to spring break with his friends. And I was like, Matt, please let me go. Little 4-year-old Gia. I was adorable. I don't know how you rejected me. But he was like, you can come. And I lit up. I went upstairs, grabbed my my princess suitcase.
Oh.
I only filled it up with Dora the Explorer underwear and ices, push pops.
Oh my God.
And I
The
go
essentials.
outside.
Yeah.
I go outside ready to go. And he was like, "You can't come."
Oh.
And I was like, I started crying. Thoughts?
It's accurate.
Yeah.
Story's true.
and it still affects her to this day.
To this day, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Do you have a story about Gia that still affects you to this day?
You throw off the
We're
dock,
sharing
I'll let
embarrassing stories at this point.
When you throw her off the dock, I'll let you tell that. I don't remember that one.
You guys threw me off the dock?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You had some swimmies on, some little floaties on, so it was okay. But probably
Okay.
like 4 or 5 years old. We were at, I forget what lake house or something like that, but we were on the dock and just tossed you right over the edge and into the water.
So, I mean, maybe that attributed to the gold medal success as a para swimmer.
We
You gotta
did it for
take
you,
credit for that.
so-
Yeah.
God, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What would I do?
You're very welcome.
And she did share that the tough love was a plus to her success. But that is it. You guys don't
Yeah.
get any more
Yeah.
positives.
There you go.
All right.
More recognition.
No more recognition to you guys.
Yeah.
We did our we did our job. So.
Yeah.
Have you guys been partying?
Yeah. So. Out here in France, do you mean? Or
Yeah. While Gia was working hard.
Well, we have all of our family here and all of our family friends and whatnot, and so we love to, go out and have a few drinks and then go cause a riot in La Defense. So it's been a blast so far. We love it.
Do you
I love
go?
that.
Have you been to? How many Paralympics have you been to?
Well, this is both of our firsts because, she
Okay.
was in Tokyo.
Right.
Oh, you
They
couldn't
didn't- they didn't
go.
allow
And we
anyone.
couldn't go, and since she was underage, the only person that can go was our mom. So
Right.
we,
So you're
got
really
to,
whooping it up.
You missed
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. And so then after this, we're gonna go on a little Euro tour, go to south of France and Italy as well. So
Do it
gonna make
up.
the most of it while
Yeah.
we're out here.
Degenerates there.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, and Gia can partake.
Exactly.
Yes.
She can actually partake in that one. Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yes. Share their American spirit with the rest of these European countries.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Do,
Gia, the
do you want to
best.
end with a USA chant?
USA.
USA. USA. USA.
Perfect.
Thank y'all so much.
Okay. Thank you. We're still in the same spot. We're at Ralph's Coffee.
We're in the same spot, but we're in a different mindset.
Yes.
Hello. Oh, this is our friend.
Have you found Snoop Dogg yet?
We didn't. I'm disappointed, as I'm sure you are. And we'll keep looking. Will you keep looking for us?
I will. Have you looked in the Metro?
No, actually.
That's a good place.
Okay.
He's probably hiding or doing stuff down in the Metro. I'll bet he got lost.
That's what happened. He's trying to get here, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's trying to get here, and he just couldn't.
His credit card wouldn't work in the machine to buy the ticket.
That happened to me earlier. What, can you say your name for the podcast?
It's Kent.
Kent.
I'm fine here.
Okay, well, so who you hear talking right now is our friend Kent, who is, are you a volunteer here at
I'm
Team
a
USA?
volunteer, yes.
Probably one of the best volunteers at Team USA House.
Oh, absolutely.
Very decorated with the pins that he has on his lanyard, and he's been helping us a lot. And he will be in my video about looking for Snoop Dogg. So, we appreciate you, Kent.
Yeah, and if you find him, tell him he owes me a pin.
You know what? You're going to be the first one that I tell.
Okay,
All right?
good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take 3.
Okay, we're gonna try to do this again. We had a great conversation with Gia. Her
Yeah, so we're
brothers-
feeling better.
Yeah.
I had a beer. I have a chocolate chip cookie in front of me, which we are going to give a review on shortly. And that's the cookie right there. So let's move on and finally get to what happened to us today. This will come as
That's
no
important
surprise.
stuff.
This will come as no surprise to you guys that it was one of a day of many setbacks and trials and
You know
tribulations.
how it goes, like when we travel, the weather is just somehow turns.
It's not
Tornadoes.
Yep. Tornadoes in places that don't have
Thunderstorm
tornadoes.
delays.
Yep. Massive delays. Things happen when they usually don't happen when we are there. In this case, I just want to set the scene that there was a 0% chance of rain.
Yeah.
In French, that is poulou or something. Pluie.
Doesn't sound real, but I'll believe you.
Yeah, pluie. And okay, so I did not take any of my 2 raincoats.
Me too.
You can probably tell where this is heading,
Yeah.
but you don't know the extent. So
Right.
we had to leave Jessie behind, unfortunately. Jessie has been with us through thick and thin, through every event that we've been in, every car ride.
Yeah.
But this was like a very strictly credentialed situation.
Yeah. We were surprised that they let me come with the camera.
Yes. Like to have Mike there was a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And and we don't have credentials for anything else. It was like just this thing to go learn about javelin,
Right.
para-javelin, and sitting volleyball.
Right.
We get in the car. We think we're being big boy girl. We're like double checking our gear. We realize I in fact did not lose lav mic.
Mm-hmm.
Mike found his headphones he thought he lost. So we're like, wow, we actually have it together.
So every event that we've done, we've had like 15 minutes in the hotel room.
Not even.
Like we have to go drop
You
off
gotta
the
poop?
bags.
You got poop? Nope.
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 Hold it.
Suck it back in.
Nope.
Not that.
It's been like that. Like
Yeah.
we can't bring the podcast gear with us everywhere, so we're forced to drop it off at the
Because
hotel.
we don't have credentials.
Right.
Let's keep saying that.
But this event, not event, this
Situation.
Situation.
This filming.
This opportunity for
Yeah.
you to film with some Paralympic athletes.
It came up. They were willing to include me in it, even though I'm not like credentialed with the group.
Right.
They gave me the opportunity to do these videos, and so they had passes ready for us when we got to the high performance training center, which is
Mhm.
where like all the athletes train and do other stuff.
Right.
And so we were like, cool, it's all set. And our Uber driver drops us off. Everything's fine still. Maybe a little
Yeah,
car
he says,
sick.
"Oh, it's closed. It's closed off for cars."
Yeah. You have
guys-
to get out.
Yeah, so we were like, "Okay, that's fine."
'Cause
We
that's
see
happened
We see
multiple
the fence
times.
over there that looks right.
Yeah. That's the entrance.
Yeah.
And so me and my friend pull up and there are some police.
2 cops.
Did they have guns? I blacked out.
I think they did, but they were chill.
Okay.
I think they were pretty chill.
Okay. So they didn't let us in, basically.
They didn't let us in.
We're trying to get to the gate, High Performance Training Center.
They said,
Our
"Do you
name-
have passes?"
And we said no. Then they say,
Well, we told them that our passes are at the gate,
yes.
which you're not letting us to.
Right. So they did not let us close to the gate. They said, someone has to come get you. I try and put Danny on the phone. It didn't get us anywhere.
They checked our passports, by the way.
They checked our
which
passports.
Thankfully, we had. They were like, ID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to actually not take
Just
mine because
run.
I felt like it was dangerous to
Yeah.
have it, like risky or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good we had identification. And then they start talking on the microphone.
Yeah, like
Walkie-talkie?
the walkie-talkie things.
And they still
in
tell
French,
us
so
no.
we don't really understand what's happening.
Yeah, they still tell us no, you have to wait right here. Like he pointed to the sidewalk. He's like, you can't move from here. I'm like, great, we're getting arrested. What happens next? It starts dumping rain. Think of the biggest rainstorm that you have witnessed and probably times it by 2. It was raining so hard, like it hurt.
Yeah, so we're standing there. There was another group that was going through, but for some reason, like they had a guy that came and picked them
They
up
had
and
a guy.
they walked through.
We didn't have a guy.
Right.
Our gal
Yeah.
never came for us. Probably because it was a hurricane.
Right.
It was a tsunami.
So the cops see us standing in the rain with like a bunch of gear.
Yeah.
Because I was setting up the camera at the time.
Yeah, I was mic'd up.
And they were like, they kind of waved us over, like, come here.
And I was like, I'm not getting in that thing.
So
I'm not
they,
getting in
they
a police
told us
van.
to get into their police van. So now here, Aaron and I are in the back of a police van. Yeah.
Paddy wagon with my irrational or rational fear of police.
Honestly, thank you for the. I was thankful for that, at least briefly. But then they someone like calls them or walkie-talkies
Well,
them or
after
something.
I got a selfie with them.
Right. I forgot about the selfie. Yeah.
I was like, this is such a unique opportunity for me because this is so against.
I don't want to be back here.
I don't want this.
Yeah.
But what do you say? No?
Right.
Were you just giving a reason?
I don't want to stand in the rain with all our stuff.
I also don't want to say no to a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll be like, I said to get in, and then you're resisting something.
Right.
And resistance is bad.
Right. Especially in a different country.
Right. So, so we get in the van, and I was like, you know what? Can I get a selfie? And they knew that word, and they obliged.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, all right, I think we're not getting arrested, but I think they went to shut the door. Did they go to shut the door and then someone called it? No, that was in my nightmare.
I think you were just scared.
Okay, I was scared.
Yeah, I was like, these guys are chilling. Like I felt pretty comfortable with them.
I was terrified. I was really scared.
Once you asked them for a picture, they kind of like smiled and were like,
yeah. But what if they were like,
were they tricking you?
Yeah, exactly.
They were pretty nice to us, but I did not like that they held us because what happened is,
yeah, if they didn't hold us there, we would have gotten there before even one drop of rain fell. But we were waiting so long that the downpour started, and then they tell us you can go. So somebody called them, I guess, and was like, let those
two
losers in.
Yeah.
And so we just took off running. I'm like, I'm running from the cops.
Well, I was like, okay, like, you ready? Like, let's go. First of all, I had no idea how far it was.
I didn't either. Number one, I thought it was like half a block.
I didn't know how far it was. The severity of the rain, I feel like, picked up once we took a step outside.
It got even worse.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to get better. It got worse.
Yeah.
Like comically worse.
And there was no shelter. So
no trees, nothing. In fact, there were about
I forgot about the branches.
There were these hip-high branches sticking out from the fence, just gathering all of this rain.
Smacking us. Running straight into
Mike
them.
whips one back at me.
I mean, I ran into it because I didn't see it. Because we're running and like our glasses are getting covered in rain.
I'm also on the phone with Danny, and she's saying, well, what do you see in front of you? Because at this point we've run a half mile, and I don't think that we're going the right way anymore. And so she says, what do you see?
I was following the group. I saw them in a distance. I was like, let's just follow that group.
We didn't know where they were going, but we followed them.
But they looked like official.
Right. And so Danny...
They were speaking English.
Oh, well...
So
Danny said, what do you see in front of you? And I told her, I can't see because not only were my glasses wet, but it was raining so hard.
Yeah, I couldn't see like 4 feet.
It's like one of those situations you would have to, if you're not pulling over on the highway, you would go like 5 miles per hour and put your four-ways on.
Yeah.
It was, I could not see.
Yeah.
So, and then I get disconnected. I don't know what happened. So now we're on our own.
Yeah, I remember looking back and be like, Aaron, like, what's going on? Because you were like slowing down a little bit. I think because you were on the phone.
Yeah.
And I realized how funny the situation was that I was like, I need to try to film this. But like, I didn't want to take the professional gear out. I'd take my phone out. Mm-hmm. And like the rain is all immediately soaked.
Yeah.
And so like none of the touch screeny buttons work. I'm lucky to have that one clip of us,
which we will put in the visual recap.
Yeah, and this was pretty early on, so we didn't look that wet.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you, by the end of it, which we also have another clip of,
yeah,
I've never been this wet, fully clothed in my life.
I have to say the same. I think I've even fallen in a pool with my clothes on.
And not been that wet.
Right. And I had a white shirt on because I wanted to wear a t-shirt that Team USA gave me.
Yeah.
For the videos.
Yep.
And that was quite inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily I had a bra on.
Mm-hmm.
But my shoes were completely squished.
Yeah.
Let's just say when we walked into
oh my god.
When we walked into the place, we followed this group, which for all we knew was going to a different building.
I didn't care at that point.
And Mike didn't care. He kept saying, let's just follow them.
They had a professional guy with them, like an official guy.
Mike goes, they're going inside. Let's just get inside somewhere. So I'm like, all right, we follow them. The door's open. And the entire crew that we're supposed to meet there of para-athletes, Craig Conover, Bravo, Celeb, just standing there staring at us like open mouth.
Yes. And we're like dripping, like literally dripping wet.
Yeah, not like drip. It's like pouring off of us.
Yeah.
They offered us some small towels.
Which is all they had.
It was like putting lipstick on a pig, but it was a nice gesture.
Yeah.
And it was like immediately we had to start going because we were already late because of all this.
Yeah.
Everyone was waiting on us. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
And we went right into filming. So I'm just standing. My shoes are squishing out dirty water from the sides of them. My hair is dripping down my back, and I'm trying to stand there on camera and look pleasant and listen to this guy's story was amazing. And like it, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll share more of that.
Yeah.
I want to get my facts right.
Let me say, do you remember that bracket that we've done of like most uncomfortable, whatever? Like one of our top ones, if I remember correctly, was like wet socks.
Yeah, or socks falling down or
something like that.
Yeah.
And my socks were drenched. My shoes were drenched. My pants from like my knee down was wet.
Yep.
Like completely like soaked through. Like pants were a different color.
Yeah.
I just want to like make sure it's clear how. Like it's like we jumped in a pool, but yeah,
it was. My shirt was clear, and
and then everyone else is dry.
So that's the other thing. We were alone in this situation. The other group that got rained on, they went on their way. Mm-hmm. The entire crew that we were meeting there was standing there dry, waiting for the rain to dissipate to go to this other building that we had to go to.
Right.
And Mike and I were like, we're fine to just walk in the rain because it can't get worse.
Yeah, and Erin had her mic on.
I had my mic on through the rain. Forgot about that.
The backpack got soaked through the waterproof thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I have a waterproof bag, got soaked through it. The gear in it was wet, damp.
Mike gave me his jacket, his, like, I don't know what you call it, a windbreaker kind of thing.
Yeah, like the Reebok windbreaker.
To put on to, like, cover my shirt. And that itself was soaked and hot.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
I'm sorry. I was trying to protect you.
You were trying to help, but yeah, it was. And I kept saying, like, it's fine. No, it's fine. Because people were like, oh, thanks for being, like, such a good
Thanks for
sport.
pivoting.
Or, yeah. And I'm like, that's all we do ever is pivot. We don't know anything else.
Yep.
But this was a big pivot.
Yeah.
So we got through the javelin video. For it, I sat in Brody's wheelchair, and I was so wet that I said, I felt bad. I was like,
he asked you to flip the.
So he looked at me and was like, "Can you flip the cushion, the seat cushion over?" And I was like, "Yes, please," because
he felt bad about it.
It was that bad. So from there, we thought we were leaving. We're like, okay.
You guys threw baguettes. I don't know if that was clear.
Yeah, we threw.
You didn't throw an
baguettes
actual javelin. You threw baguettes.
Javelin.
Yeah.
And so Mike and I thought we were done. We were leaving. I'm like, I cannot wait to get these socks off. I was nauseous because of how wet my feet were. Like, it was making me sick. And little did we know, I was supposed to do sitting volleyball with a crew of people that I basically they're like, well, you don't have to, but it's 6-on-6 and we have 6 creators, including you. So if you don't, I'm like, okay. Well, we're going to do sitting volleyball now. I think it was meant to be, though, because when we went to watch sitting volleyball, our hero, Heather Erickson, number 6, I walk in and she's there. And I was like, oh.
You like pointed her out to me, I think.
I was starstruck. Like, I didn't know what to do. Because she was, it was like, I don't know. We saw her play and it was just mind-blowing. So one of the first things as I sit there on the floor just literally sobbing was to pair up with someone, and I like beelined it to Heather.
It's kind of like in gym class where they're like, all right, everyone, they wanted a non-team member to team, like
a non-member with a member,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so I beelined it to her, and so we went through every type of hit, and she was teaching me. She was everyone was so positive and
positive,
like yeah. And even when I was like really sucking, but it was difficult because you're learning all the different hits, but you're learning how to move on the floor. You cannot lift your butt up. You cannot, like, there's all these rules.
Yeah.
You have to use your arms a lot.
A lot of
your legs
sliding.
if you can. Yeah. And So my brain was just short circuiting. Like I couldn't think of how to move and how to hit. And it was kind of a disaster. But Heather was so nice. And then we went from that into like this drill kind of thing where they were setting the ball for us and we had to hit it. And then I'm like, okay, we're probably done. I'm going to get these clothes off immediately. No. Then we played a game 6-on-6. And
meanwhile, through all of this, Erin is leaving a trail.
A snail trail.
Of wet.
Like it's not even, it's bubbling out of my shoe. Like I wish I could show you guys.
There's some clips I could probably post.
It was just like squishing out, like just dirty water bubbling out of the sides of my shoes. And everywhere that I drug myself, because I wasn't walking, I was dragging myself. It was a clear trail, not a little moisture.
Yeah.
It was wet.
It was wet, yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny for me.
I think Brody even said, "Oh, there's a snail. There's a snail or something."
Yep.
Shout out Brody, by the way.
Shout out.
Brody is a sled hockey player, so we're gonna learn all about that and root for him in Milan. That was a side note. So I'm dragging my snail trail all over the floor because we have to like move positions and all this stuff. And finally we play the last game and we're done. And I got to trade pins with Heather Erickson, who's like my new best friend. She gave me her phone number. I will not share it on the podcast, but we're friends. So I traded my snail pin and she gave me 2 pins for it.
That's incredible.
One of which is rare.
Yeah. Limited edition.
Yeah, it was limited, and I called over to her like, "Oh, it's okay if you don't have a lot." And this other volleyball player was like, "No, if she's offering."
Do you have it here?
It's.
No, you don't. You
no,
didn't put
not
it on
yet.
yet.
I didn't put it on yet. She was like, "If she's offering, she actually wants you to have one," and I felt so special.
That's great.
Yeah. So anyway, this entire time just dripping, just soaking my underwear, my socks,
to
my
the point where
bra.
so I only brought one pair of sneakers.
My hat.
Jesse had to go find me a pair of sneakers in France.
Yeah.
Communicate with people, you know.
Jesse has no idea if we're alive, by the way.
Oh, right. She was there was no context for her.
There was no contact.
We just asked her, "Can you please find Mike a pair of shoes?"
And even there they are.
New shoes.
Even doing that, I had to walk away from the group to message like, okay, we're going to leave around, or this will take till around 4. Like I had to leave to like text that on my phone. So even just doing that was kind of like a little rude, I felt like. So Jesse maybe had one message from us to know we might have been alive and we were going to maybe be done at 4.
Right. And I didn't have signal. Like it was just not like I wasn't getting a lot of the messages
it was
until
cut off as soon as we went in the volleyball thing.
Yeah.
Just zero contact with the outside world.
Yeah,
we didn't
nothing.
even mention that.
Anyway, do you want to rate these Ralph cookies real quick?
I don't know. We don't have categories. We're just going to do it overall. And we can explain our answers.
Are we just giving numbers?
On
one to
the
10?
count of 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
8.
9. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say why I rated it a 9.
Okay.
The size is perfect. The thickness, unmatched. Moistness, 11 out of 10.
Moistness, my socks.
The amount of chocolate in this cookie, I didn't know you could fit in a cookie without it, with it still staying intact.
Actually, that's the reason I gave it an 8 and not a 9. I think it's a little too much chocolate.
When I was snail trailing all over the floor, there were people, multiple people, that thought I was just sweating. And because I was the only one soaking wet, so if everyone else was soaking wet, they'd be like, "Oh, that's rain."
Right.
It was just me snail trailing all over the floor. And I did not correct anyone. I let them think that it was sweat because I guess I just didn't care if they thought it was sweat. Jessie said that she would be telling everybody a little disclaimer like, "I'm wet because I was stuck in the rain."
Come have a seat, Jesse. Let's hear
Thank
this
you.
out.
Yeah.
Talk this through.
Yeah, I think that would just be super embarrassing to me. I think we're opposite on things because I feel like you're embarrassed. We're embarrassed on the opposite stuff. Mm-hmm. Where I would be not embarrassed to send food back.
That's my nightmare right there.
That is
I
Erin's
just got
nightmare.
really uncomfortable.
Easily. I will do that on this trip for you.
Right. You will ask somebody to take your picture.
Yes, and that you were not having that.
I was like, do not do that.
Oh yeah, yes. You got.
If it's in passing, like we're just passing by a person, okay. Can you take a picture, whatever. But we were in front of these people, and we were going to have to continue.
Younger German girls.
We were going to have to continue to sit in front of them.
Right.
I think you thought they were
Rude.
I think you thought
Annoyed,
that.
maybe.
We didn't.
I didn't care.
Yeah, we didn't talk about like that. The security lady told us to stop
Yeah, we
to
were
get out of like the stairs.
We were
and, like, all
standing
that
like
stuff.
30 seconds, and she comes
She
up to us.
was working at the bottom, and we were in like row 34.
She walked all the way up to us and was like, "Can you please sit like that?"
Yeah.
Did I exaggerate that? I don't think I
I don't
did.
think so.
I found it like she was like scolding us.
Pull up to New York.
Yeah, pull up. Tell us to sit then.
Yeah.
And it bothered me because there was a guy on his phone just standing in that exact
There was a guy having
same
a
spot.
phone conversation
Right,
in there, but
in the
it's just
exact
us.
spot
Yeah.
that we were standing
And
in.
we were in the stairway, but yeah, we weren't the only ones.
Mm-hmm.
You were filming, but it
we
was
were,
quick.
We
It
were
was
trying
quick.
to just get a couple shots.
Yeah.
And it was quick.
And if anyone was coming down, we would move. So
Yeah.
I felt lonely cheering for USA.
Mhm.
So I felt like I had to cheer louder. And the whole stadium was rooting for Germany.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of claps, like polite claps when USA would score.
Do something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did like some of the German fans, the older ladies who were in their German outfits.
They were
Yeah.
cute.
They were very cute. I enjoyed that. But Erin had it out for these these younger Germans behind us.
I always feel really annoying, especially in another country.
I think, I'm just very surprised that you usually don't care what people think about you. And then in those situations, I'm just very surprised by that. And
Can
that's
I
when I'm like,
shed
I don't.
some insight? I think it's because we have a camera pointed at her, and like
You think it's just in those
I
situations?
think it's mostly in those situations because we're bringing attention to
Yes.
her.
And
like I have the camera
yeah.
pointed at her, so everyone's already looking at us.
Yeah.
Right.
It definitely is, and I've had comments from people saying like, "What if people don't want to be in the back of your video?" And I get that. So now I'm like hyper aware, and then we're filming me, and then I'm also gonna ask that if they can take our picture. I just felt so.
Okay, but
like,
they weren't in the back of this video.
yeah, they probably were.
Maybe a little bit of it's
Yeah.
like their knees though.
Their knees.
The guy
Yeah.
next to you
They
was
had
kind
cute
of in
knees.
it,
Yeah.
but like I try to keep you the only thing in frame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they
So,
don't
like-
know that.
Yeah.
That's the
That's true.
problem. So
Yeah.
they don't know that, and I just feel
Okay.
annoying. And so like when they thought that the volleyball people thought I was sweating, I'm like, that's okay. Like it's
No,
all
I don't
right.
want them to know I could be sweating profusely.
I
And look
guess.
at my butt sweat.
Guys,
that I
the camera's at 3%.
Oh,
so
okay.
Okay.
we should
So that's that, and we'll pick
It's
this up
entertaining.
next time.
Yeah, I think we're done with this segment,
Yeah.
and we'll see you in the next segment. This was a long one though.
Yeah, maybe we'll have some athletes on again. We'll come back to the
We'll
house.
definitely have to have Chuck on at some
yes.
point,
Yeah, so stay tuned for Chuck
and Craig.
After they win
and
gold.
Craig.
yeah.
If there's any Bravo fans out there.
yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Wow.